update on the lister. I've spent quite a few hours just preparing this engine to run, and I've rebuilt most of it. Some of it's wet. Let me move this out of the way so you can see. Okay, right, this here is the Magneto and timing mechanism. Film up and down now as well. As you can see, the Magneto's on there, and there's your Magneto. That's how it spins. So what happens is, this is going to be a bit technical, but the crank of the engine that's there, that's the flywheel, has got that sticking in it. Just film over there. See, that sticks in there, and when it's inside the engine, that piece goes on there like that, and that's as the engine turns, that turns, which turns the Magneto, which fires the spark. Okay, all this has been rebuilt. Now as it turns, can you see these little bits going up and down here? These two bits here, they go up and down. Right, if I grab the valves, these valves, these are the valve pusher rods, they sit on there. So this is inside the engine. It's a bit hard to hold with one hand. Right, so as that turns, it opens and closes. Film up the top. It opens and closes the valves to suck in the petrol and also to suck out the exhaust. So that's how the whole machine works. This piece here is quite important because it does all the valve opening, it does the spark, it does everything. Now if the machine starts to stall, e.g. gets slower, there's a centrifugal clutch in here that pushes out that. Okay, so there's a clutch that moves like that. So as it's running, it's fine, but if it gets slower, the springs pull it in and it pushes that outwards, which hits this. And look where that's connected to. That's connected to the throttle, which makes the engine go faster, so it doesn't stall. I know it's a bit complicated, but that sits in here. It actually goes in here. And the flywheel, which is just back here, this thing, sits on the other side, and there's the piston hanging. So I've done all the cleaning. The head's loose. Can you see that? The head's moving up the top here. I've painted all the tops to go on top here. I've recut all the threads so they all fit nicely. The fuel tank has all been fixed here. Look, see the fuel tank? That's painted as well. Unfortunately, when I got this machine, someone slapped red oxide all over it, so I can't stand red oxide. It looks ghastly. So what I've done is I've just taken a lot of red oxide off of it and just painted it with Brunswick green. There's the throttle. That's where the flywheel goes here. So it's looking quite good. That's the float chamber. Just there. They use those on motorbikes. If you buy them for the motorbike, they're about 50 quid each. If you buy them for a Lister D engine, they're probably about 15 quid each. It's quite weird, but they're exactly the same. So that's it. So flywheel's also been painted. Don't worry about this because I'm going to polish that to polished steel. I've painted the back green, Brunswick green, and I've painted the front Brunswick green. And I'm going to get a slightly bigger pulley to go on here. So overall, it's not looking too bad, but I've got to wait until Monday so I can order the gaskets, etc. These are the fuel, they go on there, and that holds the fuel tank on. I've got to get some fuel pipe as well. These are the tops here. There's another one, just there. Original manual, which helps me out. Head gasket. These are the valve setup. The valves have got to go on yet. So I'll keep you updated. Also, I repaired this with weld. I welded all that on. It was very difficult because as I was welding, it was blowing through this because this was quite rotten. But I've managed to get a weld on there and recut the holes. So I've repaired the exhaust pipe. I was quite pleased with that actually. So I'll keep you updated, but I'm hoping I'll have this running within a week or so. And that's it really. So I'm just getting all the bits. The best thing is with restoration and renovation is neatness. You have to have everything in a line. You have to be quite OCD over it. Everything's got to be in a line, in its place, so you don't lose any parts. We've already tested that in a previous video. So I just thought I'd give you a quick update on the machine and how it's going. Thanks for watching.